What did we talk about in the last
We
class?
were talking about the 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 o sea the past.
O sea.
No, se me escapó, perdón.
What? What is this?
This is Spanglish class.
Spanglish class. Yeah. I'm gonna change the titles instead of speak like a pro to speak like a Puerto Rican.
No, no, please.
Okay, so about the past. What about the past, Abril? What about the past did we talk about?
The,
Simple past.
Yeah.
no,
No, actually, yes. That's it.
the past progressive, and the
Okay.
verb irregular and regular.
Okay. So we discussed we mentioned the past progressive, but we really talked about the simple past. Remember? So I just mentioned the past progressive as an example so that you could see, right, we have simple present and then we have simple past. And then we have I'm sorry, yeah, simple past, and then we have present progressive, and then we also have past progressive, right? But we just mentioned it. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But let's review a little bit more what we mentioned about the simple past. Okay? So what did we say about the simple past? You guys can speak freely. Okay? You know, don't wait for my turn. You can whatever you remember.
That I remember that simple past was something that already happens in
Okay.
the so like when it's just happened, not like had uh, there is not a long time before.
Well, not exactly. Not exactly. You mentioned something right, that is that it already happened, right? Okay. What does that mean that it already happened?
For example, I was at my work. It's
Okay.
simple past.
Okay. Yeah. So
So,
so who else can, yeah, go ahead, Shamin.
so simple past would be something that happened in the past, compared to uh, past progressive, which is something that was happening in the past. I think that's the main difference between the two.
Okay.
Like the way you um, refer to the event is that something happened instead of something was happening. Right?
Okay. Yes. So I mean, so you're both correct in a little bit. So Vivian mentioned something that already happened in the past. It means that an action started and ended in the past. Okay. And then you are bringing up the example of comparing it to the past progressive where something was occurring. Yes,
Right.
during the past, but we're talking about the progress of that action in the past. Yeah, makes sense? Juan, you're in mute. Okay,
Yes, yes, yes.
okay,
I talking with
okay.
the little guy here.
Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. And then, so we did a little exercise. Well, we also, what else did we mention besides the exercise? Abril mentioned it. So Abril mentioned regular and irregular verbs. Who can tell me what is that, regular and irregular?
Abriel, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, go ahead. No need to ask for permission.
She's getting shy now. So regular and irregular verbs are So regular verbs are the ones that obey the rules of conjugation, I would say.
Okay.
You can use the normal set of rules for them, but the regular ones are, well, the ones that do not follow the rules. So they're not random. They, like, each word has its own way of getting conjugated. So it's not random in itself. Like if you go to a dictionary, it's not like you can put random stuff in there.
Right.
But yeah, you don't. They don't follow a pattern. Um,
Okay.
that's
And what is the pattern?
So the pattern, it depends on the tense in which you are conjugating a verb. But for example, when you are conjugating something in present, I don't know, present, you say something is happening, so you put an ing in a word at the end of the word, right?
Okay. I mean, so you're using as an example the present progressive, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, anybody else can explain a little bit of what he means about the structure, following and not following the structure? Any ideas? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So, so he mentioned something important, right? And the difference between regular and irregular verbs is that when you conjugate them, regular verbs follow a specific structure for conjugation, right? And that structure is,
Yeah.
and what is that structure for conjugating the verbs in past tense, in simple past, for the regular verbs?
ing.
Mm-mm. Simple past.
Ing.
That's that's
Okay.
that's
We say something.
yeah, that's progressive,
That's progressive.
right? So either present or past progressive. Okay.
Was.
Okay. So that is the verb to
I
be.
want to say something.
Yeah. Go ahead, Abril.
Easy.
Perfect. Exactly. So regular verbs are conjugated by adding ed at the end of the word. Okay? Ed.
Yeah.
Again, like most things in English, there are exceptions, right? So in some cases, when the verb, in some cases, you will, if the verb finishes in a consonant, not a vowel, but a consonant, sometimes you double the consonant and then you add ed. For example, the verb to stop, right? To stop. It ends in a p, right? So if you conjugate in the past, you double the p, you put two p's, and then ed. It's you stopped. Okay. What else did we say about that conjugation? About adding ed. I mentioned something specific about the pronunciation. Who can remember? Specific about the pronunciation.
Um. Um.
Well, I remember Vivian had the answer. In the other class, I remember. Yeah. She's, she's trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember. I remember the context. There are some words that the ed doesn't sound like ed.
Okay, what do they sound like?
Sometimes.
Okay,
Say something.
Abril, I need you to speak loud. I need you to yell. I need you to interrupt us to make sure that we're listening to you. Okay?
I say sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Dale, Iván.
Oh.
Okay, so
Uh, sometimes can sound like ET and sometimes can sound like ED and sometimes like T.
Okay, yeah.
The,
So very good. Yeah, very good. So in most cases, it's gonna sound just like a D, like you don't pronounce the E, right? Like, um, I talked. The past tense of talk is talked. It's not talked, it's talked, right? Walk, I walked to school. I walked to work. I walked across the street, right? And then in some cases, um, we said that we do pronounce the ed, and it's what was the explanation I gave? Things like wanted. Okay, so when the verb ends in a t, we pronounce the ed to differentiate the sounds, because the t sound is t and the d sound is d. So I wanted. It's a little bit confusing, right? It's difficult to pronounce. So we add the e sound. Wanted. I wanted to get some ice cream this morning. Okay? Is that clear?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And then so that was the only difference between regular and irregular verbs, right? Regular verbs follow that structure. You just add ed at the end, or d, but it ends with that, just ed, right? And then the regular verbs, it changes from verb to verb, right? I gave you a link with a list of verbs. It was 102 verbs. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then we had a little homework. We did an exercise in class, but then it wasn't enough time to check all of it, so we did it for homework. Did you guys do your sentences? Yes? Okay. So go ahead, let's share them. Okay, well, we actually mentioned something else. We mentioned the uses of, let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna do it like this time so that I can change. Okay, so we mentioned the uses of the simple past, right? Actions that were completed in the past, like I was home last night, started and ended in the past. A series of completed actions. Um, let's say when I'm telling a story of what I did yesterday or this morning, I woke up, I brushed my teeth, and went to work. Right? That's a list of things that happened in the past. We mentioned past habits or repeated actions. When I was a child, I walked to school every day. And then we have past states of being, things that I am no longer. For example, she was a dancer in her youth. I I I was a singer back in school, for example, okay? And with specific time expressions. When I, like this one, when I was a child, or when I don't know, when I was in your house, Juan, I organized medications, right? Awesome. Okay, so then we had an exercise doing making sentences, forming sentences with each of these uses. Okay, so go ahead. Who can tell me sentences that were completed in the past? And again, remember, simple past does not require the verb to be. It does not require having I was, you were. If we combine this, if we combine the verb to be with ing in the past, we're creating past progressive, which is what we're going to talk about today, okay? Understood? Questions?
Okay.
Is that still a little bit confusing?
A little bit.
Okay, so I'm going to explain it again. The formula for the past progressive is verb to be plus verb with ing. So if I say I was watching TV, this is past progressive. This is no longer simple past. Wherever you see this ing, oh, what did I do? Okay. Wherever you see ing, we're talking about progressive. We're talking about something occurring through time, right?
Yeah.
Simple past was already finished in the past, okay? Does that clarify, Vivian, a little bit more? Vivian Puente. Así como una jorca, una gente.
It's Vivian Puente.
Hi, Pamela. Welcome back.
Hello. I'm on my way to home, but I'm
Okay.
listening.
No problem, no problem. So, did you understand that, Pamela?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do examples of these sentences, right? Completed actions in the past. Who can give me an example?
Esta no es la frase que yo tengo.
I don't understand Spanish.
I have another sentence
Perfect. Go ahead.
with a specific time expression.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Eh, when I was in class, I fell asleep.
Sorry, can you repeat that? My dogs are barking and I couldn't hear you.
When I was in class, I fell asleep.
Good. When I was in class, what?
I fell asleep.
I need to get my headphones. These freaking dogs.
ASLEEP.
She's.
I fell asleep. I hope it was in English class.
No.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
In math.
perfect. When I was in class, I fell asleep, right? That's in simple past. Good. Who can give me another example?
Could it be any of them, or it has to be the one that's selected right now with this specific?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Any of them. But let me know which one you're using.
All right. Okay. I got. I came from work, took a shower, and watched TV, which is a series of completed action.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Pamela, did you make any sentences by any chance? I what? Okay. I fled this town then. Okay, so, and that's simple past as well because it finished, right? It's something that happened, started and finished when I was young. That's what it's saying, right? Perfect. Excellent. Okay, Vivian, do you have one? Are you here, Vivian? Thank you for joining us. Very kind of you. Okay. Abril was a gymnastic dancer. Good. Perfect. That's a good one. Okay, awesome. Okay, perfect. So now let's move on to past progressive. Okay, now, yes, we're going to past progressive. And past progressive It's a verb tense that describes an action that was ongoing in the past. Vivian, I want your camera on because you walk away every time you turn it off. So please stay in the camera because then you don't understand and then you're like, Thank you very much. Okay, so an action that was ongoing in the past. Another way to say it, a continuous. Well, no, this is another way. A continuous situation that exists in the past. Again, progressive talks about progress. It is occurring, right? In this context, it is occurring in the past. So why do we need a tense to describe something that was already happening in the past? What are the uses for it? So, we have three main uses for past progressive. We use it to describe an action that was interrupted by another action. Give me a second. Podemos dejar de negociar, que estoy en clase. Parents are always going to be parents. Okay. So we can use it to describe an action that was interrupted by another action. So, for example, when I was sleeping, my mom walked in the room and woke me up, right? So I was sleeping. This is an action that was occurring in the past. I'm talking about this progress, and then it got interrupted by my mom walking in the room. Do you understand? Is that clear? Yes? Abril? Do you want to say something? Yes, you understand? I see you very tiny, guys. Okay, Juan, understood? Pamela, understood? Shamil? Miss, can you not speak Spanish? Thank you very much. Okay, can someone give me other examples of just this? Let's stop here and make some sentences with this. And so that sounds a little bit off because it doesn't sound like an interruption. So and here's something important to pay attention to. I'm gonna make a new slide here. Okay, so I'm gonna write the first example I gave you. When I was sleeping, my mom walked in the room. Okay? I want you to notice something important. When I was sleeping is the action that was occurring, right? The action that gets interrupted. This action is in past progressive. However, the action that interrupts is in simple past. My mom walked in the room. This one sentence, or this fraction of the sentence, this phrase, is in simple past. Okay? So the action that interrupts is in simple past. So can you repeat that one, Vivian? Taking this into consideration? And I'm gonna write it here as you say it. Okay, can you make up another example that is not the same one as above? Okay, let's say it like you did. And then I was watching TV, and then Okay, and then let's say I'm gonna change was to got, and then I got hungry. Okay, because getting hungry is something that happens like this, right? It implies um, an action, right? It's like the hunger interrupted me watching TV, right? If I say I was hungry, that's a state of being. That's an emotion. That is, and I got hungry is an action, right? Awesome. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Awesome. Uh, someone else. Another example. Okay. Okay. Repeat that last part. It what? In simple past. It's a regular verb. Good. Started raining. It started raining. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, Abril. When you were what? Reading. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Now, who can tell me what the past tense of catch is? My brother. It's an irregular verb, so this one's weird. Good. Caught my attention. When I was reading, my brother caught my attention. Right? So it's like he did something and it interrupted my reading, right? Okay. Excellent. And Shamil, do you have one? Yes. Go ahead. Exactly. We were paying attention and then someone knocked our teacher's door. That is a very good example. And then Juan, you're the last one. Jenny. Uh. Mm-hmm. Vivian. Vivian felt very happy. Okay. So where is the past progressive here? Where is the action that was occurring? Felt. So what is the formula? How do you create the past progressive? How do you conjugate the past progressive? We have it here. Ah. Hang on. So this is past progressive. So where are we using this formula in your sentence? Remember, past progressive uses the verb to be, so was or were, plus a verb with ing. Okay, so we can change this to when January came, Vivian was feeling very happy. Was feeling very happy. Um, I let's say yes, I am not 100% sure. I mean, yes, this is correct, but this is not exact. This is not this example of an interruption. Okay, so this is, but you are using past progressive. You are expressing an action that was ongoing in the past when this other thing happened, right? What does that happen? That January came, like, so it is correct. Okay, perfect. Then let's go back real quick to the another use. And so we use it to describe, and this was more simple, to describe two actions that were happening at the same time. And now, Vivian, this is that first example that you gave us. This is where it falls. Remember? You said, I was watching TV, and then what happened? I forgot. But, okay, let me name this one correctly. This is interruption, right? Let's do two ongoing actions. Two things that were happening at the same time. So, what's an example for this one? While I was doing the dishes, she was doing the laundry. Do we understand that? Do we see how this is different from these examples? Anybody doesn't see it? No? Okay. So we have two actions that were happening at the same time. These actions are independent from one another, but they are going parallel. They're going at the same time, okay? And then we have an expression here. We do the dishes and we do the laundry. What is laundry? Yeah. So it's washing your clothes, right? And then, so doing the dishes is washing the dishes. Doing the laundry is washing the laundry. Okay? Washing the dirty clothes. Okay, perfect. So, who can give me another example? Of two ongoing actions. Perfect. I was listening to the class. Perfect. Good. Was sleeping. Perfect. Okay, so we see how we're using the conjugation verb to be plus verb with ing, verb to be plus verb with ing, verb to be plus verb with ing in both parts of the sentence, right? We can differentiate what the speaker is saying. This is an interruption. Verb to be with ing and simple past, right? Past progressive, simple past, that is an interruption. Both past progressive is two ongoing actions, okay? Abril, give me an example. Juan, give me an example. Keep thinking, Abril. Okay. 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 Perfect. Abril, do you have one? Abril, Abril, Abril. Perfect. Good. Exactly. Okay. Anybody missing? No, you're good. Vivian, you're missing. My brother was taking. Okay, I'm gonna change it to catching a flight. Do you want to say that he was flying or that he was getting on the plane? Okay, right. So in the process of the process of getting on the flight, right? So that phrase is catching a flight instead of taking a flight. Catching is like you grab it. Okay. Perfect. Um, okay, excellent. So let's do the last use, which is to indicate that something was habitual, meaning that something happened frequently, something was very common for it to happen, right? But we usually use it in a critical way. What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you think that means? Mm-hmm. Good. Like criticizing it, right? It's right here. Where is it? So, criticizing, criticize. What? How do you spell criticizing? Criti. Hello. Sigh. There you go. Criticizing. Perfect. So we are criticizing something or someone, right? An action that someone else is doing. For example, uh, when I was young, um, well, that's an action in the past. No. Okay, let's say this. My mom was always. What's that? So that's the difference that I want to make. So I started when I was young, and that changes things a little bit. That talks. We're trying to say like an action almost like this one. Well, actually, like the one Juan made, right? That this is an action that happened in the past, and we're referring to that specific time, but it's not the same. Let me do the example here. Okay, I'm gonna write that one down. When I was young, you want to say I. How can I explain this? Okay, I was always peeing my bed. That is the example you were trying to give. Yes, it's something that it was when I was young or not, I don't know. But this is how we say, for example, I was always peeing my bed. Was peeing. In this case, the phrase, the word always goes here in the middle and in between these two, but this is still past progressive, okay? And this is referring to something that was a habit. The phrase always specifies the frequency that it was happening, okay? I could also say, I was often peeing my bed. Does that make sense? It's different than saying, when I was young, I peed my bed. And if you see here, it doesn't even sound right if we use past progressive. It doesn't sound right if I say, when I was young, I was peeing my bed. That sounds weird. Can you hear it? I don't know if that makes sense. When I was young, I was peeing my bed. When I was young, I peed my bed. It's something that happened in the past. Now, I was always peeing my bed. It is an action that expresses, it's sentence that expresses a frequency, right? That it was continuous, that it was ongoing. Okay? So if it's something that is continuous, that it's ongoing, that it's repeated a lot of times in the past, we're talking about a habit. It's habitual, right? Did you guys get that? I know this one was a little bit confusing. So, okay, can anybody give me an example? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's say while sleeping. Good. This talks about a habit. This is something that I repeatedly did, right? Understood? What else? Shamil, Juan, can you guys give me examples? Abril? Good. My brother, in this case, and I. In front of my brother and I. Okay, excellent. That's perfect. Juan, Abril, Shamil? Good. Good. My mom too. Good, good. Perfect example. Juan y Abril. Bless you. Did I hear Spanish? Was that Spanish? I don't know what that is. Oh. Okay. Yes? Won't, as in this? This is a future tense. So this one you use it for the future. It means this one means I, oops, yeah, will not. Okay? But what would be the past of that? How would I say that? Will in past. How can I? Does anybody know how can I switch won't to the past? Well, will talks about a possibility, a probability. Would be wouldn't, wouldn't, would not. This means would not. Okay? Okay, so do you have an example with would not? Mm. Okay, excellent, but there's no past progressive here. But yes, that is a good use of would not. I wouldn't. I wouldn't usually eat some of the meat my grandma used to make. Good. Okay, remember that if I'm using when I was young, it does not describe a habit. If I'm using this time expression when I cannot use past progressive to express habit. Does that make sense? Again, I mean, so here's the thing: we can use the time expression when I was young, but not to express a habit with past progressive. Okay, one second. Let's complete this one. So, how can you switch that sentence one from when I was young? I What did you say? I did not eat my grandmother's. I didn't like in past tense to eat molondron. Okay, but where is the past progressive here? Okay, it's important what you're coming to because you are this is a very specific example. Um, a habit is not a feeling. It's not, or let's say, a state of being. It's not something. Likes and dislikes are not habits. Does that make sense? And that's why, for example, you're finding it hard to make that sentence into a habit, to explain it as a habit, because it's just you didn't like it. It's something that happened in the past. When I was young, I did not like that. That makes sense. But what is a habit? A habit is an action that we frequently or repeatedly do, or do not do. So you didn't eat it. Okay, how can we say that? So no, so he's not trying to use would or wouldn't. He's trying to use just conjugate it in past progressive as a habit. So I yes, exactly. No. So, mm-mm. Okay. Okay, so I like this. We found I usually don't like. That's present. Th- I didn't usually like taking showers every day. Okay, there we go. No. That's a habit. But okay, so what Pamela's trying to say is that it's not past progressive. And okay, we found. I think you guys found a loophole. Let me see. Okay, I did not like taking showers every day. This is very interesting because this is so. No, so that's the thing. Okay, okay. So I did mention with Juan that things like likes or dislikes are not habits. Okay. However, however, taking a shower, you bring in a good point. Um, how can I express this with past progressive? Right, right. So the habit would be taking the shower, not liking to take the shower. But um you are hitting an important doubt here. Because to express it as a habit, I didn't usually take showers. This is correct. Why can't I? Okay, let's do this. Past progressive habits exceptions. There's an exception there, and I'm not sure what it is. Used to infinitive word. Okay, let's see. This is past simple. Simple, no. Past continuous, irritating or annoying habits. Here we are. They were constantly teasing me when I was a child. I was always arriving late. Your dog was continually eating my shoes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting from just reading this very short explanation and seeing this example is that these are all things that were happening, and we're talking about something that did not happen, if that makes sense. We're trying to explain something that we habitually did not do in the past, and I'm not sure what the if that uses a specific conjugation. I mean, I know it does because this is I didn't usually take showers. I did not. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we're hitting a gray zone with the simple past, okay? Because we also use the simple past to express some habits or actions, right? We see it here. When I was a child, I walked to school every day. When I was a child, I did not like taking showers, okay? Did not like is the past. It's simple past. That's the conjugation, right? So I am personally not exactly 100% sure right now why, with taking showers, we can't use it in present in past progressive. Um, and I will have that answer for you in the next class. I'm going to look that up. I'm curious now. But yes, okay. But do you sort of understand where I'm trying to get here? Juan, are you understanding? Because I know it's confusing. A little bit, right? Um, I wasn't usually taking showers. Right. The negative. I think so. I wasn't usually taking showers. It sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't usually taking showers. Yeah, you're right. That's it. This is the negative of um, taking a shower. Is not taking the shower, right? So in the past tense, was not usually taking showers. Good. Yay. Thank you, Shamil. Okay, so that does that make sense, one? So yes, this one liking we don't express liking or disliking as habits. That's correctly expressed as a habit. I wasn't usually taking showers. Okay? So that's simple past. Yeah. That is a habit with simple past. An action that started and finished in the past. Okay? Or that's a habit that I had in the past. Um, okay. Juan, did you get it? Because this was your example? Okay. No? Yes, no? Johnny boy. Hello. Juan, did you get it? Yeah, I know. Did you get to listen to that explanation, Juan? Okay. So, the likes and dislikes, we don't express a habit with them, right? So we're not using. We can use it with the past progressive. Um, this the way Shamil corrected it is correct. I wasn't or I was not usually taking showers. Here we're expressing it as a habit. It was a habit to not take the showers, right? So in negative, was not or wasn't in the past, okay? Verb to be in negative was not, and verb with ing. That is past progressive. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, we're still gonna get back to this next class because I need to look into that. But yeah, I mean technically that is correct. I wasn't usually eating molondron. I wasn't usually eating molondron. Right? Okay. Okay, perfect. Oh my God, it's 9:18 already. Time flies when you're having fun. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Okay, so for next class, guys, let's make some more exercises just to practice this, just with these three uses. Okay. Remember that I gave you a list of verbs that you can use. It's important that you guys are starting to look at other verbs so that you can expand your vocabulary. Okay. So please use that list. And my homework is to figure out, to explain this part correctly. Because I still think, we're trying to force past progressive here when in some cases it has to be simple past. Okay? So I'm going to make sure for next class I know what the difference is in habits for the past progressive and simple past. Sounds good? Okay. Awesome. Then thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.